Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant.
Hey everyone, it's Jeff here on my podcast Get to Know Me, and joining me today I've got Olive. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely jazzy. It's been a
Oh,
great morning so far. I'm excited to
good.
get it.
Yeah, and it's morning your time. It's at late afternoon my time. So the good things of being on two different coasts.
Yeah.
Well, this is my podcast where I wanted to give a voice to our transgendered and our non-binary family, and just get to know you guys a little bit better and stuff for the people that don't know. So first thing is, has being trans been an obstacle in your life with your friends, your family, and work?
Being trans has definitely presented itself with its own fair share of challenges. With friends, it's mostly been about navigating misunderstandings or
Yeah.
addressing assumptions. A lot of people have these predetermined thoughts about, what being trans is about. A lot of people have doubts. A lot of people don't understand them and they're negligent. Um, with some friendships have grown stronger through these
Sure.
conversations, um, while others have completely faded due to lack of support or
Mhm.
essentially effort acknowledging it.
Yeah.
Family has been more complicated. It's hard for people who love you to accept it because
Yeah.
of how they've known you before. Um, a lot of my family doesn't know. Um, it can be very, very big struggle. It's definitely brought me closer with people like my uncle, who he's part of the community. Um, though others, it's definitely pushed me away.
Hmm.
With work, I work for a very supportive organization. I'm a teacher,
Awesome.
and with a lot of coworkers and students, I've had a lot of support. But on the other hand, I've gotten a lot of comments. It can be a very, very big struggle for people. It
Hmm.
can absolutely tank their mental health. But there's always going to be support somewhere. You just have to reach around for it.
Yeah. So what pronouns do you use? I always like
So
to.
I use three different sets.
Okay.
Uh, go by she, her, they, them, or it.
Okay.
I reflect, who I am and how I'm seen in the world. It's always affirming when someone respects what it feels like being recognized.
I totally agree with you, and that's one of the important questions I wanted to ask, was because it's always good for people to know what pronouns you use, because you people don't always know.
Absolutely. Sometimes people make assumptions and it does not always lead the right way.
Yeah.
But definitely telling people your pronouns can be very, very big challenge all on its own.
Hmm. So I don't know where in life you decided to transition, but do you feel like that you missed out on anything during your young childhood if you transitioned later?
I found out that I found out I was gay when I was 15.
Okay.
I was confused and I didn't understand why I was feeling this way. And it left me in a very, very confusing and difficult part of my life. I didn't have support systems. I was being told how I was supposed to feel.
Hmm.
And as I progressed to 16 or 17, I realized that I was trans. And this absolutely terrified me. I had no knowledge about it. I had no friends who understood it or family. It was confusing because I didn't understand why I felt like this. I didn't really have a childhood growing up. I was moved around. My parents were divorced. I didn't really do a whole lot. as far as what I might have missed out on it,
Mm-hmm.
um, I can't really say I would have, knowing the system I grew up in, it would have ended the same way.
Okay.
But as an adult, there are some things that I do feel like I'm missing out on, because I haven't transitioned all the way. Um, Transitioning itself is a very difficult thing with,
Oh,
transmasculine. They have testosterone that it can completely change them. It can give them more muscle mass. It can change their voice, their appearance. They can get top surgery, and I'm very supportive of that.
mhm.
As trans feminine, it's a little different. We can't change our voice, hormones. We have to learn to do that ourselves, and it's very difficult, especially if you have a deeper voice. With hair management, it can be very difficult. With us being naturally bigger, it passing can be a lot more difficult.
Yeah. Well, what has been, if there has been, what has been your favorite part of the transition journey so far?
Being able to feel more aligned with how I feel internally is absolutely my number one. Being able to understand and comprehend why I felt like this and having an understanding to it, it's so relieving. I understand how I feel and why. It's a small thing. It's like being told, "Hey, you look pretty today," or being called the right pronouns. It's the little bits of affirmation
Yeah.
that make me feel like I really am what I want to be.
Awesome. Well, what worries you most about being a trans person this day and age?
One of my biggest worries is safety, both
Yes.
both physical and emotional. It's hard to live in a world where being who you are can make you a target. I worry about access to the healthcare, especially as laws and
Yeah.
politics change. There's a constant fear that the progress we've made from gay marriage, that was such a big thing for us,
Yes.
and this day's age, it's constantly being threatened.
Mm-hmm.
Getting healthcare for transitions, it's such a big part of our lives that constant fear of just being thrown out the window. Besides safety, it's isolation. People have and will always distance themselves from you because they think you're some monster, or wanting to be
Yeah.
who you really feel like you are, and it's terrifying.
No, I totally get you and everything. You got a friend in Florida, so don't forget that.
Right
And
up in Washington.
yeah, and my husband too. So we're both allies. So we're there. So what has surprised you the most in your journey?
Definitely how much fun I've had. I didn't expect this to be as enjoyable as it has been. It's definitely been difficult, but little bits and pieces about it. I expected the challenges, but I didn't anticipate how transforming they can be.
Yeah.
To really be myself. I've also been surprised by the depth of support with some people in my life. It's
Hmm.
a reminder that love and acceptance can come from unexpected places. Where true love is unconditional, the progress that some people have made,
Hmm.
remarkable.
What would have made it easier for you? Is there anything in particular that would have made it easier?
Definitely having more visible role models and support systems would have made a
Hmm.
huge difference. Growing up, I didn't see many trans people or many examples of people in the community living happy.
Yeah.
And being able to see someone in a fulfilling life that experienced these things or understands them, or even having someone to talk to, It would have given me the courage to come out, sooner, and to be more prideful of, what I am, and be able to acknowledge that this is who I am.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally. So what can people like me do to make it better out there for our trans family?
It's what you're currently doing, having the podcast, talking to people, giving their story out, learning about them. That's absolutely a big part. Giving them acknowledgement and encouragement to talk about, what they go through, who they are. It's giving us a voice where a lot of people will try and shut us down, and it's incredibly supportive. It absolutely makes me feel happy being able to acknowledge that these people do exist, and this
Yes.
is a phase, this is something real, and that it's okay to be this way. It's giving that affirmation that it's going to be okay. It's the biggest thing I think people can do.
Good. Well, and that's the whole reason I wanted to do this, is to give you guys a voice, because it's important for people to learn that you all are just like us and wanting to live your life. That's it.
Absolutely, we're the same people. We just live differently.
Yeah, exactly. So any last words before we get off of here?
To anyone who's questioning transitioning or supporting loved ones, you are enough, just as who you are. You don't need to be something extra. You don't have to wear certain clothes. You don't have to wear makeup or, wear a binder. You are who you are, and only you can understand that. Whether you have short hair or long hair, whether you're tall or short, or if your voice is deep enough or high enough, none of that matters. Who you feel like you are is the most important thing. And transitioning, you're always going to have somebody there to support you.
Yes.
And you deserve to live your life fully and authentically.
Yep. I totally agree with you. Well, Olive, it's been awesome getting to have you on here. And the other kitty there as well. Hi, kitty. Oh, she's so cute. But it was a pleasure getting to have you on here, and hopefully there'll be some more down the road.
It's been a pleasure.
It is so important that we stand in solidarity, understanding, and progress with our trans family. It is our job in making the world a more inclusive and compassionate place for everyone, including our trans family. Please take care of everybody.